Hi, I'm Ben Cameron, President of the HOA and resident here in Lomas. First of all, I want to personally thank those community-minded members who are current with their payments. Without you, the board would not have been able to keep the security and maintenance services which we provide. Thank you. In previous years, the administration did a great job of shielding the community from the day-to-day issues which we face. In some ways that was good, but in many ways it gave a false sense of security to us all. Ignorance is bliss, some might say. The current board has been completely transparent on all aspects of how we operate. The reality is this: in order to have even the most basic services, we all have to fund it. Look, it's irrelevant whether you live here. You bought into a self-funded community and have a moral responsibility to pay your share. Without sufficient community funding, these services will disappear. While some individuals might not be too concerned by that, the rest of the community will suffer. Artola Heights is a perfect example of what happens to a community when it stops funding itself. There's no security, lack of all basic services. I mean, you only have to drive past it and you see the trash at the entrance. You want that for Lomas? I don't want to see it here. If several members of the community here continue not to pay their HOA fees and we disband the security and maintenance teams, who will then be charged with keeping the common areas maintained? Who will remove the fallen trees? Who will cut the grass? Keep the jungle away from your lots? Who will keep the squatters from the vacant lots? And that's a real thing, by the way. More importantly, who will assist you in an emergency? Whilst the role of our security team is not an emergency first responder, they are your responders and they will help you in an emergency. We hear reasons given for members not paying, the ASADA being the most widely used. I totally sympathise with the lot owners who are ready and waiting to build or sell. However, the HOA is not the ASADA. We separated the two entities back in 2022, which legally should have always been the case. For homeowners who use the ASADA issues as an excuse not to pay your HOA fees, I have to ask, why? Why would you want to see your maintenance of the common areas and security of the community disappear because of the ASADA issue? The ASADA board have been working tirelessly to solve the issues which they inherited, but I say again, that is not the HOA's fault. The next excuse given for not paying are the state of the roads. In 2024, we were left with a budget deficit of $20,000 US. This meant we just scraped through the year with nothing left to do the road repairs in December, and that's when they should have been done. In order to properly do the road repairs now, we are faced with the very real task of not being able to pay our employers unless we receive the 2020 funding from you all within the first quarter, or at least a promise to keep funding through the year. Otherwise, our only avenue is to do a very limited area of repair now and see if more funding comes in. If it does, fantastic. We will definitely do the rest of the road repairs. I can't stress enough, if you or others continue not to pay fees, the community will fail. That would not be the fault of the board. It is on all of those who have chosen not to contribute. Do you really, really want to see this happen? Bottom line, no money, no services. By the way, this does not mean that the HOA will dissolve or can dissolve. It just simply means we cannot provide the services you want to you. We have a community meeting scheduled for March 1st at 10 AM Costa Rican time. We invite you to join to discuss your views. There is a board election coming up in April, so if you would like to step up, please run for a position or form a committee to help us. The following presentation will illustrate the cost of maintaining and securing Lomas along with where the funds were allocated in 2024. You will see the position we find ourselves. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to seeing you on the community Zoom.